You seriously gotta hand it to Google. If anyone is king of leaks and weird designs, it's the Pixel. As yes, we have some new images that allegedly belong to the Google Pixel 6, and they look different. It looks like some pretty sketchy rumors are already hinting to the AirPods 3 making a silent appearance soon, and it also looks like we're finally getting some products from Carl Pei's new company, Nothing, and let's just call it something out of nothing. I'm Jaime Rivera, and will you look at that? It is already Friday, and I'm already late to celebrate. This is Pocketnow Daily. Of course, the official news today begin with deals, and we actually got some variety today when it comes to Apple products. And don't forget, you can skip the section in the time codes below. Best Buy is currently running a sale on iPhones, but of course there is a catch. Starting with the iPhone 12 mini, which is available for $100 off if you activate it on Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. Now, the iPhone 12 and 12 Pro are offering up to $1,000 in savings depending on the carrier, kind of like a BOGO option. The iPhone SE is also available for $50 off and certain carriers, or unlocked for $400. Now, sticking to Best Buy, the Surface Laptop 3 is currently $400 off, leaving the Intel Core i7 variant for $1,600. Now, moving on to Amazon, the Galaxy S21 5G is currently available for $50 off, leaving the 256 gigs of storage variant for $800. Finally, they also have the OnePlus 8T for $150 off, leaving the base model for just $600. We have a ton of more deals on Pixels for probable reason, monitors, and more on the description. But alright, let's move the spotlight onto Nothing. And yes, I'm talking of Carl Pei's company. Bear with me here, I get the reason for the name of the company. It's hard for it not to sound like if I'm being sarcastic. Anyways, we're still waiting on what their first product is going to be. A couple of days ago, we got a new tweet from Carl where he says that the greatest visions are not realized with the flip of a switch, but through countless small successes. And then he mentions that Year 1 is just the start and shared the teaser image. And now, if you go to the website, it mentions that we can expect Year 1 in June. Now, I must say that the teaser looks weird, but apparently the design still remains top secret, and they will bring a stripped down aesthetic with notes of transparency, refined functionality, and the iconic form. Of course, the blog post goes on to mention how it goes along with the company's philosophy and how they can't wait to share it in June. Let's just see what we're getting, because the whole press release is as weird as the teaser, and I don't even know what to make of it. Now, speaking of earbuds, but moving on the spotlight to Cupertino, we've got a sketchy rumor here. I mean, the regular AirPods are long, and I mean long overdue for a refresh, and it looks like the wait is sort of finally coming to an end. I mean, we've heard a ton of conflicting rumors when we can expect these to launch, with Ming-Chi Kuo, for example, claiming that we should expect them until Q3. Now, we have a new report that comes from YouTuber Luke Mayani and Apple Track. Apparently, they reached out to him, and Luke, I'm sorry if I butcher your name, they do that to me all the time, but he claims that the new AirPods could be announced on May 18th with a press release, as well as Apple Hi-Fi, which we discussed a couple of weeks ago. Apple Track has also heard other reports claiming that these AirPods could be ready in the following weeks, which means multiple sources agree on this information. Now, Luke doesn't have the cleanest track record when it comes to the leaks, but multiple leaks have emerged in the past couple of months, as well as the black market clones that we already saw. So we'll see what we get. Honestly, I think I'm more excited about the Apple Music Hi-Fi than the new AirPods. And hey, Luke, if you get this right, it wouldn't be the first time that Ming-Chi Kuo is wrong, and I'm glad that you're proving him wrong, buddy. And since we already began, let's keep talking about Cupertino, but this time let's talk about the M1 iMacs. I mean, a ton of comments when these were launched were saying that the M1 is more for laptops, and then Apple should have launched a new processor with these, even if this is just the entry-level iMac. Well, the numbers are in. These are things I rarely care about until you see the comparison against what iMacs used to be. Let's just say that the M1 is powerful enough. if not so much more. On these Geekbench tests, we got a single core score of 1736, while the multi-core was a whopping 7429. If we were to compare this to the previous entry-level iMac with the Intel Core i3, that one was 950 single-core and 3300 multi-core. And heck, if you were to compare it with the Intel Core i7, you've got around 1200 single-core and 6400 multi-core, which means that, yeah, the M1 is a whopping 78% faster than the i3 model, 42% faster than the Intel Core i7 in single core, and then in multi-core it's 124% faster? So yes, M1 is still incredibly powerful, but I agree. If this is the M1, I mean, can you guys imagine the M2 or M1X? I don't blame anyone for going crazy expecting that those chips were going to make it on the iMacs, but that is probably just a teaser for what's the iMac Pro going to be like, or the 27-inch or 29-inch or whatever that thing's going to be. But finally, for the hottest news today, let's talk about the Google Pixel 6. Yes, I've been asking for leaks for months now, and they are finally here. I mean, yesterday we got a new video from John Prosser, which has a pretty awesome track record when it comes to Pixels as of late. Now, he claims that he saw some high-quality, hands-on images of the phones, yes, plural, which they then turned into renders to show to the public, and now the Pixel 5a design makes a lot more sense. We have a completely different design, not just when compared to other Pixels, but honestly when compared to other phones in general. I'd even say that it looks pretty good if you ask me, because it's kind of reminiscent of the Nexus 6P that I used to love, that visor design and everything. From the front, we have a very thin bezel with a punch hole in the center, and another interesting change is that apparently we will be getting a Pixel 6 and a Pixel 6 Pro, both with a similar design, but instead of the whole XL approach where you get the same phone just blown up. From these renders, we get a multicolored design with a white slab at the bottom, an elevated camera hump with dual shooters for the Pixel 6 and a triple camera for the 6 Pro. Then at the top, you get an orange accent that is reminiscent of the Pixel 4 series, and Prosser also shared some other images of a champagne-like variant that's kind of reminiscing of the iPhone XS, as he mentions. So yes, this is the Pixel 6. We're expecting to get it sometime in the fall. We don't know. Google is so unpredictable, but I'm curious in today's question, what do you think about this design? Because, I don't know, in my case, it's kind of weird. That camera hump looks unique, to say the least. I think I like it. I hope that they actually throw in some specs this time. I mean, Google, there's just so much you can do with software, and I think you reached that plateau in, what, Pixel 4? It's time for a change, but that's just me. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social medias where extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me need to celebrate Fridays again, since now you can do so without a mask if you're vaccinated. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.